Mission Impossible Fallout submissions are not a choice. Watch the official trailer for Mission Impossible Fallout starring Tom Cruise. In theaters 7.27.18, starring Tom Cruise, Henry Cavill, Rebecca Ferguson, Simon Pegg, Angela Bassett and Vanessa Kirby. Written and directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Opens Friday at major theaters. 147 minutes. Every movie franchise with multiple sequels runs the risk of losing its freshness, intensity and eventually its audience. Mission Impossible Fallout, the sixth installment in the series, performs a highly improbable mission, maintaining a high level of quality in terms of inventive, well-executed action scenes, solid casting and down-to-the-wire suspense that will keep fans glued to their seats, even if the plotting is a bit more intricate than necessary. Article continued below. Christopher McQuarrie, who won an Oscar for his screenplay for The Usual Suspects, 1995, finds himself back in the director's chair after helming the last installment, Rogue Nation, doing dual duty this time as screenwriter. It explains why the plot is so closely linked to MI5 like so much unfinished business. In fact, there's quite a lot of unfinished business here, including a love interest from MI3, but don't worry, the movie does a decent job of catching up viewers who have understandably forgotten or skipped those earlier films. This time out, Ethan Hunt, Tom Cruise, and his truncated IMF team of Luther, Ving Rhames, and Benji, Simon Pegg, are tasked with recovering 3 plutonium cores stolen by a mysterious terrorist group called the Apostles, led by the unknown John Lark. Solomon Lane, a rogue spy and chief villain who was captured in the previous film, is still actively involved in a plot to wreak maximum nuclear havoc on the world. Complicating matters is the return of Ilsa, Rebecca Ferguson, Ethan's love interest from Rogue Nation, whose loyalties are divided, and the assignment of a CIA agent, Man of Steel's Henry Cavill, to monitor the IMF team, who makes no secret of his disdain for Hunt. Yes, it's all rather complicated and requires a fair degree of attention to weave all the plot threads. Few big-name Hollywood actors carry the kind of baggage Cruise does, but no one can doubt his commitment to the series, both as an actor and quasi-stuntman, breaking an ankle while filming a rooftop jump this time around. Cruise plays Ethan with a carefully calibrated intensity that works. There's a fine camaraderie amongst old buddies Luther and Benji, and Pegg also gets to do a bit more action here than his usual computer gymnastics. Both have grown rather lovable in their roles. Rebecca Ferguson and Tom Cruise in the action-packed Mission Impossible Fallout. Chiabella James, AP. There's a solid supporting cast across the board, including Ferguson as the fierce but enigmatic Ilsa, and Sean Harris, reprising his role as Solomon Lane, projects a twinkly-eyed fanaticism that's effectively creepy. The Crown's Vanessa Kirby does a fine kiddish femme fatale as an arms dealer named the White Widow, and Cavill, as Walker, provides a brawny alpha male counterpart to Hunt. But much of the movie's appeal comes down to the ever-spectacular chase sequences, and there's plenty of them. This Fallout clocks in at more than 2 hours, although it's a bit disappointing to see the Arc de Triomphe in Paris and London Street. Paul's Cathedral used as backdrops for the action, after being treated to considerably more exotic locales in earlier outings. The final showdown, set in the remote Himalayan region of Kashmir, although filmed in New Zealand, is excruciating suspenseful, providing a satisfying climax to a film that manages to score a place as one of the best MI outings yet. Bruce Demera is a Toronto-based reporter covering entertainment at The Star. Follow him on Twitter, @bdemara.